Welcome to Finalizing Your Website Iteration 2. I think it's Iteration 2. We'll see. Here, in this module, we're going to cover everything you need to know how to get a finalized version of your Grumpy Hair Iteration 0 website. Keep this in mind what I said. I said you're going to have a finalized version of the Iteration 0 Grumpy Hair website template. It's still a version of Iteration 0. What the goal here is, eventually when you're completely done, is you're going to go past Iteration 2 when it's completely finalized version of Iteration 0 and construct something completely unique with all the features that you have at your disposal, picking and choosing website row elements and whatnot. So you can really go crazy with your website. And that is what we talk about in a much later module, where we're going to really dive into the individual modules of how-tos that we're going to be offering continuously, giving you inspiration how to build something completely unique that is far removed from Iteration 0 of your website template, giving every Grumpy Hair user a 100% unique original website. Okay, so that's that. Here, what I'm going to talk about first is the 3 pillars of conversions. So we have covered that in order for you to convert inbound traffic into leads, it is you that is the catalyst to a conversion, right? It is your presence, the way you smile, the way your energy is received to the seller in a very trustworthy, competent, or authoritative, personable way that inspires trust and confidence for them to pick you. So in other words, as we have covered already, it is you that converts traffic into leads, right? That is why I always say, if I give you the address of a motivated seller, you knock at their door, you will get a contract signed, I guarantee it. You are good at closing. The only requirement is you need to talk to a motivated seller and you can close them. Then how come it's so easy to close prospects in real life? No problem. Yet, it's so difficult to do the exact same thing to the exact same audience through your website. Closing people in real life is just like that, but through a website it's nearly impossible. Why? Like I said, you are missing on the website. So we need to convert that website into you. Everybody thinks that the website is some extension of you, of your business. It's a business card. No, that is wrong. The website is not an extension. The website is the digital version of you. So by the time you leave, if you like us at least, when we do a walkthrough and we get the contract signed, we get invited for dinner. People are cooking for us. They offer us gifts. They offer us food and tea when we're done. So we left an amazing impression on them. They fall in love with us. That is the exact reaction you need to go for when people visit your website. By the time they're done visiting your website, they need to have fallen in love with you, your personality, your authority, your demeanor, your vibe. So in other words, you are the real life version of this space. You can touch, you can feel. Similarly, the website needs to be you in the digital online space. So the challenge here is we need to capture what makes conversion in real life so easy and reliable and effective, and infuse that and transform that into a website online. So those are the 3 pillars of conversion. The reason why you have such an easy time converting prospects into leads by converting prospects is because of those 3 pillars. Those 3 pillars are competence, personality, and credibility. Competence tells your audience that you are knowledgeable, that you are an authority in the space, that you are an expert in the exact problem or issues they're dealing with. Imagine you go to Home Depot because your toilet is flooding and you're looking for a pipe. You go to Home Depot and you ask them, I need a pipe. And the associate says, I have no idea what a pipe is. Are you really going to explain to him and then expect him to give you advice on how to fix your problem? Of course not. You want to talk to an expert, okay? So people seek experts to solve their issues and problems. So that's where the competence comes in. Then you have personality. Personality is the most important part of those three pillars. Everybody thinks that competence and credibility are the big hitters and personality is, yeah, okay, fine. No, personality is the one that is the biggest hitter, and here is an example why. If you have an amazing personality and you're just awesome to work with, people will find reasons and excuses to work with you despite you not being an authority in the space. On the other hand, if you're an absolute dick to work with, people will find reasons and excuses not to work with you despite you being an authority in that space. Your personality is what glues your audience to you, despite your competition may have better reviews, offer you more money for their houses, and whatever reason they have to pick them logically, it is your personality that will sway them from picking them and still pick you. And we encounter this all the time. We have offers accepted when we offered 4 times less than the competition, 4 times less, and they still picked us. So personality is a big deal. Do not underestimate that. Lastly, we have credibility. Credibility is the believability of your message to your audience. Credibility is the trust you have through your website by your audience. What's the problem here? The problem is the 2-3 minutes your audience lands on your website, there is not enough time possible to cultivate that trust, because trust is earned. You cannot exchange trust. You cannot say, okay, I tell you what, I'm going to trust you. That means you need to trust me too. There is a reason why the word backstabbing is invented. Not because I trust you means you will trust me too. So trust cannot be exchanged. Trust is earned. Now, here is where credibility comes to play. Credibility is the currency by which you can buy that trust. Okay? So that is a plain recap on the 3 pillars of conversion if you have already heard it before. If this is brand new to you, well, here's your definition. Now, those 3 pillars are happening, functional, available in real life. Those 3 pillars do not apply to a website, or they apply everywhere. But you need to still map them over, because you cannot just apply these on your website just like that. It's a whole different dimension. It's a whole different space. So that is where mathematical mapping comes into play. So now we can map those 3 pillars of conversions in real life into the 3 pillars in digital space in your website. So here is what the result of the mapping is. Competence in person in real life is equal to layout on the website. Personality in real life equals presentation on the website. And credibility in real life equals content on the website. So if you think about it, it's to show competence on the website, it is very important you convey to your traffic, you know what you're talking about. Your layout presents your information in the right order, giving people the idea that you know what you're talking about. You are confident, it's structured, and it is very informative. That is the equivalent to competence in real life to layout in the website space. So how about credibility? Credibility is displayed through your content on your website. The way you say it, what you say, your reviews, your testimonials, your pictures, everything content-wise shows your audience that you are credible. So how about personality? How do we convey personality through your website? The way we do that is through presentation. The presentation is your choice, your preference of presenting your content to your audience. By the colors you use, by your structure of the website, the buttons, the pictures, everything that gives your website a personality through your presentation. So those are the 3 pillars mapped from real life onto the digital space, retaining the efficiency of converting your prospect through a lead in real life through your website. So that is the essence of the 3 pillars mapped into the digital space of your website. This may have seemed a little bit complicated, but as long as you understand the principles, you're absolutely fine. And the way you're really going to understand it is after you're done watching this video, go through the content where it is a lot easier and a lot more calmly presented than me just making it up as I go here. So read through the content, play the audio button. Do not play the audio button and do something else. Play the audio button as you follow along, because this section is extremely important for you to grasp, and it will depict your success in this space through this course. So go through this lesson. Don't fret too much about understanding the mathematics behind it. The only point I'm trying to make is competence, personality, and credibility in real life is equivalent to layout, presentation, and content in the online space. As long as you grasp that, you do not need to really understand how I came up with that. That is just the fact. Now, I will leave you with a bit of a food for thought to let you realize how powerful this truly is. Consider this. If you are just a pleasure to work with, absolute pleasure to work with, you are absolutely competent, you know exactly what they're going through, you know in detail what the problem is, and you can show through evidence that you have successfully helped 3 million people with the exact same problem they're dealing with. Can you think of any reason why they wouldn't pick you to help them, to work with you? Absolutely impossible. So now you can see how important those 3 pillars are, and you need to very efficiently and effectively incorporate those 3 pillars onto your website so that you retain the ease and efficiency of converting inbound traffic into leads to your website. Think about it for a second, and I'll see you in the next one.